Ever visited a place where you instantly felt like you didn't belong? Some states in the U.S. have a reputation for being less than welcoming to outsiders, whether it's due to tight-knit communities, cultural differences, or an influx of newcomers changing the local way of life. If you're thinking of moving, you might want to brace yourself before heading to these states. Some are wary of outsiders for cultural reasons, while others are simply tired of rapid population growth altering their way of life. Let's explore the 10 states where newcomers often struggle to fit in. 10. Montana, the last best place but not for outsiders. Montana is often described as the last best place because of its untouched natural beauty, wide open spaces, and rugged way of life. But while tourists love the state, many locals aren't thrilled about outsiders moving in, especially in recent years. Montana has seen a surge of new residents, particularly from California and other high-cost states, and many locals feel their way of life is under threat. Property prices have soared, making it harder for longtime Montanans to afford housing, and the quiet rural atmosphere is changing. Many residents see newcomers as outsiders who don't understand the traditional self-sufficient lifestyle that defines the state. If you come in expecting big city conveniences and modern luxuries, you might find yourself feeling out of place. 9. Wyoming, where outsiders are greenhorns. With its vast open plains, towering mountains, and cowboy culture, Wyoming embodies the spirit of the Old West. But just like in the frontier days, outsiders are often viewed with suspicion until they prove themselves. Wyoming has one of the lowest populations in the country, and many residents prefer it that way. The people here value their independence, their land, and their way of life, and they don't take kindly to outsiders trying to change things. Many transplants, especially from cities, struggle to adjust to the self-reliant conservative mindset that dominates Wyoming culture. Unlike in bigger states where people come and go, Wyoming communities are tight-knit, and trust is built over time. 8. Idaho, no vacancy for Californians. Idaho is known for its scenic beauty, potato farms, and outdoor adventures, but lately it's become better known for something else: its resistance to outsiders, especially those from California. Over the past decade, Idaho has become one of the fastest-growing states, and much of that growth is coming from people leaving expensive states like California. This has caused tension among locals who feel that outsiders are bringing higher housing prices, traffic congestion, and unwanted cultural shifts. Many Idahoans fear that their small-town values and conservative traditions are being eroded by newcomers who want to change things. Some locals have even put up "Don't California My Idaho" signs, making it clear that they don't appreciate outsiders bringing in different political views or lifestyles. 7. Alaska, the last frontier, but not for everyone. Alaska is often called the last frontier because of its remote wilderness, harsh climate, and independent way of life. But while the state attracts adventurous newcomers, not everyone finds it easy to fit in. Living in Alaska requires a certain toughness, and many locals are skeptical of outsiders who arrive unprepared for the extreme conditions. Winters are brutally cold and dark, and daily life can be challenging. Many communities are small and isolated, and if you don't embrace the self-sufficient lifestyle, you might struggle to connect with locals. Alaskans also take pride in their rugged independence and don't have much patience for people who complain about the hardships of living there. If you expect modern conveniences, an easygoing social life, or a fast-paced lifestyle, Alaska might not be for you. 6. Utah, a tight-knit culture. Utah is famous for its stunning national parks, strong economy, and friendly people. But beneath the surface, newcomers often find it challenging to integrate into the state's deeply rooted culture. The dominant influence of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, LDS, plays a significant role in Utah's social structure. Many communities are closely connected through religious and family ties, which can make it difficult for outsiders to break in. While Utahns are generally polite, some newcomers feel like they're on the outside of an already established social circle. This can be especially true in smaller towns where people have known each other for generations. If you don't share the prevailing cultural values or
5. New
traditions, you might
Hampshire.
find it hard
Live
to fit
free,
in. But stay local. New Hampshire's state motto is live free or die, and that fiercely independent mindset runs deep in its culture. While it's one of the most beautiful states in New England, outsiders often find it difficult to break into local communities. New Hampshireites take pride in their way of life, which values personal freedom, small-town living, and limited government interference. Many locals are wary of newcomers who bring different political views or social attitudes, especially those from more liberal states like Massachusetts. Some residents also resent the influx of people from out of state driving up home prices and changing the traditional New England feel. If you move to New Hampshire, expect to prove that you respect the local culture before being fully accepted. 4. North Dakota, harsh winters and reserved locals. North Dakota is one of the coldest states in the U.S., and its people can be just as icy toward newcomers. The state's small-town communities are friendly on the surface, but many locals are naturally reserved and slow to warm up to outsiders. People here are hardworking, self-reliant, and used to a certain way of life, and they don't have much patience for those who complain about the tough conditions. Winters are brutal, with temperatures often dropping below zero, and if you're not prepared for the harsh climate, you'll struggle. Unlike in more urbanized states, social circles are often built over generations, making it tough for newcomers to feel truly at home. 3. Vermont. The outsider's challenge in the Green Mountain State Vermont is known for its stunning landscapes, progressive values, and charming small towns. However, for those looking to settle down, breaking into local communities can be surprisingly difficult. Vermont has a small, tight-knit population where many families have lived for generations. Locals are proud of their rural, self-sufficient lifestyle, and they tend to be wary of outsiders who come in with different ideas or expectations. The state has also seen an influx of newcomers from cities looking for a quieter, nature-focused lifestyle, but many locals fear that this is driving up housing costs and changing the character of Vermont. People here value sustainability, environmentalism, and community involvement. If you don't embrace these values, you might struggle to fit in. 2. Hawaii. Paradise for tourists, not for newcomers. Hawaii is a dream destination for many, but while it may welcome tourists with open arms, moving there is a different story. Many outsiders quickly realize that integrating into local Hawaiian culture isn't easy. Native Hawaiians and longtime residents have deep-rooted traditions and a strong sense of local identity. Many resent the impact of outsiders, particularly from the mainland U.S., who have contributed to rising property prices, economic inequality, and environmental strain. The cost of living in Hawaii is already extremely high, and many locals feel that newcomers only make things worse. There's also an undercurrent of resentment toward those who fail to respect Hawaiian culture and history. 1. Texas, friendly but not for everyone. Texas is often associated with Southern hospitality, but that doesn't mean it's always welcoming to outsiders, especially those coming from certain states. Many Texans take immense pride in their state's culture, values, and independence. Over the years, a massive wave of people from California, New York, and other high-cost states have moved to Texas for its lower taxes and affordable housing. However, many locals worry that these newcomers are bringing big city politics, different cultural attitudes, and a push for change that clashes with Texas traditions. In cities like Austin and Dallas, the mix of old and new has created tensions, with longtime Texans expressing frustration over the rapid urbanization and shifting demographics. If you move to Texas and start complaining about things like gun culture, traditional values, or the heat, you might not get the warm welcome you were hoping for. To be accepted, newcomers need to embrace the Texan way of life, respect its deep-rooted culture, and avoid trying to turn it into the place they just left. Moving to a new state is always an adventure, but some places make it harder than others to feel at home. Whether it's due to cultural differences, local traditions, or concerns about rapid changes, these states have built a reputation for being tough on outsiders. But don't let that discourage you. Respect, patience, and an open mind can go a long way in earning the trust of locals. What do you think? Have you ever felt unwelcome in a new place? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating content.